Hello, I'm LinkingX2 and welcome to the preview to the LCS Lock In. We're going shortly over the overall format and of course we will go over my predictions as well. Before that, I ask you all to share your thoughts of the lock-in event down below. Personally, I think it's a great idea. Just like the Casper Cup, it gives us more esport during the off-season and obviously it helps the team gain valuable practice time as well. With that being said, let's start with the format. If you haven't seen the trailer online, a short explanation. 2 groups of 5 which have been decided by TSM and FlyQuest, in which they play a single round of best of ones. Out of these, 4 teams per group advance to the quarterfinals. The first group from Group A then faces the 4th team from Group B, and the 3rd team of Group A faces the 2nd of Group B, and so on, you get the gist. The rest continues like we know, with the victors moving on to the respective semi and then lastly the absolute finals. Interesting to know is that only the victor is receiving any prize money at all. And now, before going over the teams and my predictions connected with them, please note that some players, like Santorin for example, have visa issues that might not be resolved till the tournament, and there are rumors of other teams using their academy roster or some players being ill. This could obviously change up the rosters, which my predictions are based upon, so please keep that in mind. But right now, starting with Group A. And my prediction for the first in Group A is 100 Thieves. They have the best top laner and jungler. The mid laner is overall okay, so is their bot lane. While their bot lane is their greatest weakness, it won't be exploited probably in today's meta, while that strong top side can shine. Also, the 4X Golden Guardians players already have such a great amount of team synergy that they don't really need all that much adapting time here and can bulldoze over the teams which need this sad adapting time. Problems that could arise though are that Closer and Someday may have language problems and as such can't really use their individual skills correctly with each other. Also, Demonte, while he's a more solid mid laner, he's not too strong, and while the mid lane position is now more of a core and stable centerpiece, there could be some issues facing stronger opposition in the mid lane. Coming to my predicted second place, obviously Team Liquid. Overall a very strong roster, having multiple S-rank players, but many of them may not be too familiar with each other, and the older members are in roles that are a bit more laid back at the moment, the bot lane and the mid lane position. Within the mid lane we are seeing more control mages that are more scaling reliant. As such, Jensen can't really impact the game too early in his role. Some problems that might arise for the team, well, after Doublelift's now complete departure, they may want to look for a new team identity, moving away from the more bot lane focus that they showed, especially with the new additions they got in the top lane. With that being said, these new additions could create some issues in their coordination with the rest of the team, for example the jungle support duo. But in most cases I believe Team Liquid will be completely fine here, and while they may not get first due to some starting problems, if 100 Thieves is slipping up, they will be able to achieve set rank. In the third spot I have TSM, a complete new team after the disaster that was Worlds 2020, a team now without any NA residents that form a common ground to build the team around. There could be some issues here culturally and based on the language, but looking at their strong points here more, Power of Evil had a great last split, and obviously so did Sword Art. Lost did fairly well for himself. So on paper, the team doesn't look too bad, but again, it's 5 new guys meeting up to play League of Legends together, and additionally, Bjergsen is quite the new coach, so if he's able to utilize the strengths of players like Huni and Sword Art is a mystery. We will have to wait to find out more about it. Moving to the 4th place, CLG. Also a team that had many changes in this offseason, but getting a promising top side with absolutely a solid bot as well. Overall, a very stable team, but it's missing the certain X factor that the teams above had. Wild Turtle, he had a very good year with 2 times second place though, so maybe he can offer this position for the team. But the problem is not only that they're lacking such an X factor, players like Broxe and Finn, while on paper may had okay splits, they were harshly criticized for their performance by the fans. So yeah, for them they have some pressure here to show them that they have improved and that they can be a bit more proactive on the map, especially with their team leader being Wild Turtle. Turtle, who is an AD carry. They have no one to lead them in the early game, so we have to look if Broxer is becoming more proactive and can fill this role, or if maybe Finn is getting more lane dominant picks to act out this role himself. Lastly, for Group A, Golden Guardians. Having let go of their strong roster from summer, another team with a new beginning. Overall, they have a more solid bot lane and many young faces for the NA scene. How far such a drastic change brings them is questionable. While they have this experience with Stixay, most of the team is quite green behind their ears, so while this lock-in tournament might end up quite poor, there's the chance that they're looking into the future to develop these players and the overall team more, and then maybe we will see something in summer or at the end of spring. But short term, it looks quite rough for this team. Before we come to Group B, remember to tell me your predictions and expectations for this new preseason tournament in the comments below, and also if you like the content you see, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out so much. But now continuing with Group B. In the first place, obviously Cloud9. With the upgrades they made, they seek some redemption for summer, and in Group B there's no one really who can stand in their way to achieve that. While I don't think they will be on their peak level right now, and also they aren't as clearly on the top of the LCS as others might say, they should be able to get on top of this weaker group here, and with only switching up one of their players, the squad's overall synergy shouldn't be too low. Well, in summer everything was also looking quite fine, so yeah, with the new coaching stuff now built up around Reignover, there might be some starting problems now, but nothing major I presume, and having not been at Worlds, they had the extra time to practice and to look at the issues they had faced. The second spot is being taken by Evil Geniuses in my opinion. After changing up quite some positions, they come out quite nicely out of this off season, getting upgrades in the jungle and top lane position. While losing Bang is quite an issue, with these upgrades they have become quite the good team, and if Jizuke under these circumstances is able to get back to his prime form, they do really look promising. The problem is though, well, Jizuke has been off form for quite a while, and while there were some days and some games that were quite okay last year, overall it was more lackluster and we had higher expectations again. So I do not know how high the chances for resurgence on his part are here, but also with the Bang definitely downgrade in the bot lane, if the meta switches to more AD carry focus, they can face some issues there, especially with the rather high Drake priority at the moment. FlyQuest is for me in third place, while being second place twice last year. One would assume this team would make some major upgrades to keep this position or to push to the top. Well, yeah, it got quite rough for them. Yes, they got sought after players like Licorice and Johnson. The rest of the team are mostly rookies and the wildcard earn Jose Odeola. Well, the later one has proven himself to be quite the formidable jungler at Worlds, for example. The mid lane position is a huge question mark. So that were already quite some problems, and the pressure for the whole squad after spending so much for these two players after and with a rather surprisingly good year in their back, younger players could feel quite the pressure here, especially if they have to worry about the players they are replacing, for example Power of Evil here. In the fourth position for Group B, I have Dignitas, starting with the rumor that they might use their academy team, but yeah, anyway, their roster has a good mix of veterans and young blood, so with time they will be developed more, but in comparison to other teams they are still lacking. As such, they only are able to get the fourth spot here. Soligo, Neo and Dardoch have been quite shaky at best, and while Fake God is quite good, he is also very young and probably won't make too much of a difference at the start of this year. Also, Afremu has been quite invisible last summer, and we have to see if he can nature the younger Neo in the bot lane to a formidable AD carry. So quite similar to Golden Guardians, they probably need a bit more time, but they have the ingredients to, well, cook up something nice over the year. Lastly, for Group B, I have Immortals. They have been doing some more riskier moves this off-season, and they have shown trust to more underwhelming players of last year. Destiny and Xerxes certainly weren't able to shine in Europe, and while only Raze being the one with the known quantity here. It's very hard to really say that Immortals will go many places this year, but the prior years for some players have been quite good, so the potential is there for at least two of them. While Revenge and the mid laner Insanity are quite new to the scene, the later one has at least been in the Academy League for some time. As you see, there are many question marks with Immortals, but success for them would certainly make for an interesting story. That concludes the group predictions for now though. I could continue here and go over the potential quarterfinals and the other end stages of the tournament, but let's save that up for a future video. For now, we have not seen a single thing from these teams yet to make any more specific predictions in the best of 3 or best of 5 environment. Thanks for watching till the end. This will conclude the prediction and preview for the lock-in event. Hope you had fun and a good time here with me. In the playlist or in the description below you can find the LCS off-season reviews, which go over the mentioned roster changes in more detail. Anyway, remember to tell me what you think about my predictions. Will C9 really have such an easy time in Group B? But that's it for now though. Please stay safe, have a great day, till next time, bye.